Welcome, beautiful Paris Saint Germain family. In today's video, we'll be taking a look back at yesterday's game and try to see what we've learned from the game of Stade De Reims. Obviously, I saw a lot of similarities between these games, what we struggled with, the problems we had similar to Girona. But there's actually one main key thing that Lucho used in this game that will improve Paris Saint Germain against deeper blocks. The main thing I want to start with is the starting lineup. Obviously, Lucho went with a little bit of a rotated lineup. Some players were rested from the start. Hakim was not even in the squad. But you can see he started off with Koulibaly on the wing, Kangili in the middle, and Doué as the false nine. And when I saw this, I started questioning Lucho because we've seen Randal Koulibaly the entirety of last season as a winger, and he's not good on the wing. You're not going to get the best out of Koulibaly as a winger. It's much better having Kangili there, who has the crossing, who has the dribbling, who has better IQ as well. But, Lucho, questionable decisions. Obviously, we still had the problem with the defense passing between each other, not making any progressive passes in the entirety of the game. The defenders had 400 touches, and our main two dropping midfielders only had 200 touches. Once again, this has to be fixed because we saw in the beginning of the season, the midfielders had more touches than the defenders. Now it's the opposite. This, again, has to be fixed. Either the defenders make more progressive passes, take more risks, or the midfielders start dropping. Something has definitely need to happen. But this is the key thing that Lucho tried to work on. Obviously, we can see here, Reims sitting here in this, a bit of a deep mid-block, a bit deeper than Girona's mid-block, but still enough space to penetrate in behind. Pacho sees Kangili. Kangili signals for the run to be made. And Pacho puts the ball to him. Kangili, unfortunately, cannot get a good touch on it. Once again, it's João Neves' time this time. Kangili makes the run. Once again, we cannot do anything with it. This time, obviously, this is the Reims goal. Not good at all. Not good at all. Nakamura gets you on the wing here. And as you can see, two players are ready to anticipate the cross there in the middle. Marquinhos in front of both of them. What happens? Nakamura gets ahead of Marquinhos and gets the shot off. This is absolutely terrible defending and positioning from Marquinhos here. You cannot let the runner in behind get in front of you this easily. It's amateur defending at the highest level, and we can't see this at Paris Saint Germain. This time it's Pacho. Kangili makes the run, so the defense follows him, but it's actually Koulibaly that's being found this time. But this is something that Lucho definitely told the players ahead of this game, after the Girona game, because this is one of the key main stuff we can do to penetrate these deep blocks. And once again, Neves finding Koulibaly here. This was obviously the first chance of the game. Koulibaly feeding Kangili. Kangili takes a good shot, and it's a great save from Diouf. This time, Vitinha tries to find Barcola behind the line, and once again, it's a lot of great passes, it's a lot of great runs, and we just started spamming long balls and so on. So I think it will take some games, into improving this, but when it's improved, this will be a key thing against teams that sit a bit deep against Paris Saint Germain. Koulibaly getting the ball here on the right side, feeding in the center, but nobody's there. Obviously, Doué was the striker / false nine, but it's Warren Zaire Emery who's making this run. Doué should be making this from post run, but again, I don't know why he played in that position. Beraldo finding Doué here, and this was probably PSG's best chance in the first half, apart from the Kangili chance, and Doué, unfortunately, cannot get a touch on it. But we can see it's a lot of great long balls from Beraldo, from Pacho, from Marquinhos, from Vitinha, from Neves, finding the runners in behind in Koulibaly, Kangili, Desiree Doué, and Bradley Barcola. Second half starts, and Lucho immediately realizes his mistake. He puts Doué on the left, Koulibaly in center, and Kangili on the right. But this was already a bit too late because, as you can see, Stade De Reims sat an even deeper block in the second half. So we couldn't even use the long ball, so we used crossing instead. Kangili here puts in a great cross for Bradley Barcola. Bradley Barcola gets it over the top. Neves here with another cross, and Dembele obviously gets the equalizing goal for Paris Saint Germain. And what a season Ousmane Dembele is having so far for Paris Saint Germain. 4 goals and 2 assists in 5 appearances for Paris Saint Germain. Absolutely stunning from Ousmane Dembele this season. And obviously, even after we scored, Reims still sat back in this double-decker bus. And once again, it was huge problems for Paris Saint-Germain penetrating. And all we did was the crossing. And it nearly worked. I mean, Dembele once again having a great chance here, missing it, scuffing the header. Nuno here finding Fabian in space, puts it to Mayolo. And this was the last chance. It was here or never. Unfortunately, the shot got blocked, and obviously they had an attack towards the end, luckily going over the bar. But what a performance from João Neves in this game. 1 assist, 100 out of 107 passes, 3 key passes, 125 touches, 2 out of 4 successful dribbles, 19 passes into the final third, 2 out of 3 crosses, 3 out of 5 long balls, 1 interception, 4 defensive actions, 7 recoveries, 7 out of 15 duels won. Just a complete performance. He has winger stats, he has midfielder stats, he has attacker stats, he has defender stats. It's such an amazing player Joao Neves is, and even his heat map, he was just everywhere the entirety of this game. But Paris Saint Germain, as you can see, still 1.59 XG. We need to create higher than that, especially with 78% possession. But we still had 4 big chances, missing 3 of them. Once again, clinicality being a huge issue for Paris Saint-Germain so far this season. And Reims didn't have a single thing apart from the goal that obviously they scored. And here are the stat leaders. You can see Neves dominating a lot of the stats. Such a great game from him. A bit of Barcola, Canguilhi, Due, and Vitinha. And same here, Neves again, Canguilhi, Pacho, Colomani, and Marquinhos as the stat leaders. Obviously, Paris Saint-Germain, first 5 games so far, 18 goals, 4 goals allowed, and 15.8 XG, and only 3.7 XGA. So still a great start from Paris Saint-Germain. We just have to start getting the goals in. I think that has been the main problem for Paris Saint-Germain so far in these 2 recent games against Girona and Reims, because we're creating enough big chances. I think 4 at least big chances in both games. Once again, we're not taking our chances. Obviously, Girona and Stade De Reims are still making it very difficult for Paris Saint-Germain to create anything, to progress the ball, but we're still managing to create chances. And as I just showed, Lucho using crosses and long balls to penetrate that deep block is great to see from Luis Enrique. Obviously, our next game will be against Stade De Reims, but we need a performance. We need a great result, but we also need to look ahead for the Arsenal game midweek, obviously. So I think Lucho should start with the best lineup so we get a great performance. We're at the Parc, maybe get 2, hopefully a 3-0 lead, and then we can start subbing up the players that are going to be in the Arsenal game and putting in some depth players that, who knows, maybe could score or have a great performance there towards the end. But as I said, there's some positives to take away from this game. I want to be a little bit positive because I've been very negative from the past 2 performances, but there were some small adjustments that Lucho did, and we probably should have won the Reims game despite us not being the best and despite Reims defending as they did. We still should have went away with the win if our players took their chances. That's been it for your boy PSG, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video, and as usual, allez Paris!